Can everyone hear me okay? I'm Brett Rudd. I'm 70% of the PhoneGap build team by weight. The other guy is Ryan Willoughby down there on the front row. And the title of this talk is, What Have You Done For Me Lately? So who here has ever used PhoneGap build or knows it exists? Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be corporate shilling here for a while. So you guys that know PhoneGap build can just tune out. This is going to be a short but sweet talk. I'm going to go through what is PhoneGap build, a clumsy demo, some new features that some people might not know and they want to maybe visit it again, and then what's next and some of the new features we're going to try and do or try and implement next. So basically, PhoneGap build is an online service that enables you to easily compile PhoneGap applications for iOS, Android, and Windows. And that's all we do. We don't dictate what framework or anything like that. It's you just give us your HTML, CSS, JavaScript assets, and we just build it. So no matter how you want to build your app, just give it to us, and we'll compile it for App Store ready submission. The main things is there's no need to install SDKs. So you can, you need some SDKs for the Apple certs and to get that stuff. But basically, you can develop on Windows, upload all your stuff, and you can download it directly to your iPhone. Yeah, produces App Store ready packages. It includes debugging and device testing tools, and seamlessly upgrade to the latest PhoneGap version. So I put an asterisk there because we'll update the version of the PhoneGap, but we won't upgrade your app to support the new version. And there's some little tools for sharing and collaboration as well. So basically, you can send all your HTML, CSS, JavaScript assets. You can just upload it as a zip, or it can be cloned from a public or private Git repo. Full support for any PhoneGap or Cordova plugin. You can upload private plugins. I'll talk about that more later, and we're looking into allowing private NPM plugins, which we're kind of not there yet. There's a fully RESTful API, so you can integrate with any CI workflow, and I know there's a few like Travis plugins and stuff like that to support PhoneGap build. There's a hydration service, which is going to be part of the demo. And there's also a dedicated winery server that allows remote debugging. It's kind of been, there's now the Chrome debugging. So if you're tethered, it's sort of, that's sort of eclipsed winery. But if you want like a non-tethered experience, or you can actually just go, if you have someone with their phone, you can actually just go to the web inspector when they're not tethered. And here's our plans. So this is the last part of the corporate shill. So you can see that the main difference is basically app size and the ability to use private plugins. And we're a member of Creative Cloud, so if you have a Creative Cloud account, just feel free to just use it, and you're allowed a gigabyte app size, and all the features are available, and that's all part of your Creative Cloud subscription. So who here has used the hydration product? So I'm just going to do a little, or try and do a little demo here. So Tommy, a member of our teams, you might know him as DevGeeks. He's working on some apps, like for some starter apps or some, examples to get people going. So this is PhoneGap App Star track in the PhoneGap organization. So basically, it's a Framework 7 demo app just demoing the Spotify API. So basically, I'm just going to fork this to me. And I'm going to go to PhoneGap build. Let's see, just refresh that. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So there's my repo there, and then pull from the repository. Enable hydration. and ready to build. So now this has been sent to our build workers, and it should be, and then we just got to wait for a while for it to build. Yeah, hopefully the demo gods are nice. Oh, we got a failed Windows. It's a provisioning server problem that we're going to work on during the pub mixer today. Or maybe after or tomorrow. Oh, there we go. I only got my iOS device here, so I'm going to just go to the PGB app on my phone. I can just refresh it. Yeah. Oh, and there we go, Star Trek. Click install. Then it should be installing. So I've prior to this, I've uploaded my iOS certificate and mobile provision. So that's a step I didn't do there. So I'm going to run Star Trek. And it did this before. Yeah, it might be a quirk with the internet here. Oh, here we go. Or it might have had an old version there from a prior fork. Yep, so that's basically, this is Tommy's app, Framework 7, very solid demo. So I'll just do a search for my brother. Oop. So there's my brother's albums. So basically, and now to just demo hydration, I'm going to go back to my forked repo. And I'm going to go into the source here. And I'm going to find the actual, so this is one of the headings there. And I think it's, oh, sorry. Didn't go to edit view, okay. Where is it? Here? Yeah. So I think it's Zoken, I think. So we'll, down there. So I'm going to commit that change. So now we're in commit hash BFA. So go back here. So I'm going to update the code. And you can see the commit has been updated to the BFA. And the, It shouldn't have rebuilt that. It should still work. Thanks, Ryan. So I can go back to here, and the secret is the 3-finger tap. Oh, sorry. And you can see that the hydration has detected a new update. So I can update, and it's actually just pulling the HTML assets there. And then it's Zoken with the search. So in this hydration, you can, this will allow, like you can distribute this app to the people that you added to your mobile provisioning, like testers or collaborators, and they will, the next time they open the app, they're able to sync to the newest version of the app that you've updated on PhoneGap build. So that's basically a little demo of the, yeah, hilarious. So basically, that's the clumsy demo of hydration. Took me a lot of time to do that. You got to play the odds. Okay, so basically the new stuff. Some of this stuff might be a year, maybe a year old, but it's just to keep you guys updated with some new stuff you might not have known about. So for GitHub, we've supported GitHub for a long time with OAuth. So you can link your account, and we're able to automatically get all your access to all your private repos there. But we also added Bitbucket and GitLab support, so you can now you can link your accounts to these and get your private repos, and you don't have to put your username and passwords in the URL anymore. Like, don't do that. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Okay, the other big thing is we supported NPM plugins. For a long time, we had our own repo there. We still have our own repo, and that's basically for people that want to upload their private plugins. But we're trying to deprecate that and just get people onto NPM. So basically, we support any Cordova plugin or plugins available. So if you go to like Cordova, the Cordova plugin search, we support all these, and all you have to do is add them to your config XML. So basically, we're trying to go for PhoneGap or Cordova CLI format of their config XML. So you can basically just add the NPM name, and the NPMs are now default, so you don't really have to specify the source. And we're supporting the spec for the version, so that's just support of any NPM version, because we just pass that off to the Plugman, which is part of the Cordova CLI. And the other thing we added probably a couple of, maybe 3 months ago, I think, was the support for Git-based plugins. There was a lot of security reviews we had to go through to get this supported. But basically, we give you the ability to include any Git-based Cordova plugin from any public Git repository. Only public repositories at the moment. So here's some examples, and we're trying to be compatible with the config XML for the Cordova CLI. So basically, when you do like a shrink or you save after a plugin add, we try and mimic that. So it's basically just spec, and then you can put in your Git URL. So it can be anything. It can be GitHub or Bitbucket or a server that you have on your network or on a network that we can reach. And basically a support for any tag or branch or commit-ish that you want. And that's only public Git repositories so far. The other big update was updating Windows Phone 8.1 and Windows 10 support. So so we support Windows 10, Windows 8.1, and you can just specify what target you want to do. What's the default for? Yeah, so it defaults, default here, UAP. And we also support different Windows architectures there. So if you want to target x86 or ARM, we allow you to specify that. So the other thing, this is us doing support things. So thanks for Carrie and all our other forum champions that are helping the users there. So basically, forums.adobe.com community PhoneGap/build. And if you have any issues, just go there, and usually we'll jump on that very quickly. So some other minor new stuff. We support you can now view the full compile logs. So in the past, you just get a nasty message. Now you can actually look at the full build logs, and you can see if it might be a plugin incompatibility or something that's making your app crash or making the build fail, and now a bit more power for you guys to find out. Gradle support is now by default. So you can specify the Android build tool. You can still specify Ant if you want, but a lot of the newer plugins are requiring Gradle. So that's for Android, of course. And the other little thing for more compatibility for the PhoneGap for the Cordova CLI is allowing nesting of the platforms. So you can do like platform-specific, PhoneGap versions. So you can specify I want version 4 in iOS or version 5 in Android. You can also specify plugins per platform. So you might need, you might not need the geolocation for Windows, but you might need it for iOS. Yeah, so future. The newer things we're focusing on is, of course, is site redesign. I was going to show you our site at the internetarchive.org/2012. So it's a bit long in the tooth, but hopefully we get a site redesign. Private plugin support, we're getting asked a lot, and we're going to try and focus on that soon, but it means a lot of security tokens getting passed around to the build servers, so we're going to have to focus on a good secure solution for that and a lot of security reviews for that. But we know people want it, and people are asking for it all the time. We're also going to do webhooks, which is basically triggers when a build, webhooks in both directions. So we're looking at, if it's a pull request to do an automatic build, and then also a webhook where we will do a post to you. If the build's completed, we'll post to one of your servers. And we're continuing on the path to Cordova CLI compatibility, because like you heard from Carrie this morning, there's some, you have to change a few things for it to work on PhoneGap build, and we kind of just want to support vanilla Cordova CLI projects. So that's one of our targets. And this is basically just a summary of the website build and the docs, the blog, and our Twitter there if you want to tweet if you have some urgent problems or questions. And that's it. Thank you.